Hey y'all, good afternoon. So it has been quite some time since I've posted any videos. I have a ton of content of me just shopping, doing my Instacart thing, as you guys know, but I just haven't been posting it. I wanted to come on here and give you guys a life update. Because life has been quite interesting lately. I'm not gonna say I've been going through a lot, but the experiences have been a little questionable. So, I'll just start with Instacart. Instacart has been going very well for me. I have still been doing it. And it seems as though it's been getting better because I just hit my 1 year anniversary this month. And what would normally take me, I would say 5 to 6 hours to make $100, now it's taking me 3 hours to make $100. So they've definitely been, giving me better batches with better pay. So overall, it's been like really good. And I'm just like, Instacart think they slick. They must know I'm finna stop working like that or something, because where these batches been. But anyway, so let's talk about these job opportunities that I've been having. So I can't even tell you guys how many applications I have put in. I've been applying for jobs since the beginning of the year. And I have had 4 interviews with four different companies. And I've been offered the job to 2 companies, but only have been able to accept and actually start one job with one company. So the first job I had an interview with, I believe that they didn't offer me the position because I didn't live in the same state as the job. Now, this was a hybrid role, and I'm not gonna lie, on my application I did put that I lived in the area because I was willing to move, and I didn't want my location to be a reason why y'all not hiring me, especially if it's a hybrid role. And in the job description, it did not say that I had to live within, the area. So personally, I feel like that was the reason why they didn't hire me, because I feel like I did very well in that interview. And if I didn't mention this before, this particular role was kind of like an underwriting role, which is basically what I've been doing. And it was with the insurance company. So the second role that I interviewed for was with another insurance company. And this was for, I forget the name of the role. I think it was like a medical claims examiner or something like that. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I didn't feel like I did that well with this interview. But I didn't get that role. I'm not sure why. The recruiter didn't tell me why. So yeah, I don't even know. I just didn't hear back from them. So then the third role I applied for was also with another insurance company. And it was funny because I had applied for this role back in December. So when the recruiter called me, I didn't even remember applying for the job, because I had been applying for so many other jobs. And so basically, I had 2 interviews and I did very well with the interviews. But then the recruiter came back and said that they were no longer offering that role anymore, because I guess they realized that it really wasn't needed. It was like an underwriting coordinator role or something like that. So they decided not to hire me because they were just getting rid of the role altogether. So then just recently, I applied with a financial company, and with them, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because this is a very well-known company, and the process was like really quick. And y'all, when I tell you, I did so much to not only prepare for the interviews, but just make sure that I presented myself as best as I could. Y'all, I applied for the job on a Wednesday. I had the interview. No, I had to do an assessment on Thursday. Then I had the interview on Friday. And then that following Tuesday, I had a face-to-face interview. Now, mind you, the week of the face-to-face interview was the week of Valentine's Day. So I already had, my hair appointment scheduled, my eyelash appointment scheduled. But because this interview was on Tuesday, I had to basically rearrange all of that. Not only did I have to rearrange all of my appointments, but I also had to pay extra for my hair appointment because my hairstylist was already booked for that Monday. And so not only did I have to pay for her to squeeze me in, but I also had to pay for her to get me in at a time that ain't even on her schedule. So then, not only that, but I didn't have any suits. I didn't have any professional clothes. So I had to, order a suit, do all of that. And then I had to drive to the city. I actually drove to my mom's house the night before because the job was not too far from her house. So I actually drove the night before so that I didn't have to worry about, getting on the road the morning of. So anyway, y'all, the interview went so well. Like, first of all, let me just say, I feel like I was the sharpest one there, okay? I was the only one who had a suit on. Like, I really made sure I stood out, and I did. And so I would say like 2 days later, my recruiter, she reached back out to me and was like, the feedback that was given to her about my interview was just phenomenal. They really enjoyed interviewing with me. They just loved my energy, okay? Because I brought it. And so they offered me the position and I accepted. And so, she was saying that I had to go through a background check and a credit check and all that other stuff before I can actually start the job. So I was wondering why all this was taking so long, because literally the day that she sent me everything, I literally went that same day and got everything done, like my drug test, my background, like I literally got everything done the same day. So I didn't understand why it was taking so long to, get the results. So I would say a day later, I get an email from the company and they're saying they want to know why I settled my account with Capital One, because I had a credit card with Capital One. I owed them like $3,000. I had a credit card, and instead of paying the $3,000, they offered me a settlement to pay like half. So I accepted the settlement, and I paid half of what was due or whatever. So the company wanted to know why I settled and didn't pay the amount in full and all this other stuff. So I explained that. So after I explained that, y'all, they sent me another email saying that they wanted to know my they wanted a balance sheet, I believe it was called. And basically on that balance sheet, they wanted to know all of the assets that I had, all of my liabilities. They basically wanted to know like my debt to income ratio. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not even sure. So I'm like, dang, like this is a whole lot for a job. Like this is quite a bit that they're asking for. So I did it. So I, submitted the information, and then they wanted to know also why I had the debt that I did and how am I going to pay it off, and basically like my plan going forward. So the only debt that I had was my student loans and my car payment. So I explained to them, how I planned on paying off my student loans and my car payment. So submitted that information. Then, y'all, they send me a letter basically saying, based on the information that was found in my credit report, my offer may be rescinded. So I'm like, well, what is in my credit report? So they sent me a copy of my credit report, and y'all, the only thing that was on there was my student loans, which is about $34,000. Guess I know it's a lot. And then I had an $875 charge, which now I know where it came from. At the time, I had no idea of where it came from. And as far as like my student loans, it says that the status of my student loans, it literally said on there, making payments. So I'm just like, well, what is it that is in my credit that can hinder me from getting a job? So I contacted my recruiter. I was like, hey, look, I got this, email basically saying that my job offer could be rescinded because of what's in my credit or because of my background. And because, I didn't have nothing in my background, the only thing I could think of was something in my credit. So she was like, oh, that's an email that everyone gets after the background check has been completed, but I'll check with the background team to kind of see like what exactly that email or that letter means. So when she got back with me, she was like, oh, well, they said it could be something in your credit. So in my mind, I was like, well, that's what I was thinking, but I don't have anything in my credit. So long story short, y'all, she told me that I could submit a statement basically, explaining what's in my credit, or I can dispute the information that's on my credit. So I'm like, well, it don't make sense to dispute anything because I do have student loans. Now, granted, I don't know where this $875 charge came from, but it's only $875. So I submitted a claim basically explaining, my student loans, letting them know that, I'm on a payment plan for them. I'm not sure where the $875 charge came from, but I will pay it off. I've already taken steps towards paying down, my student loans, and I will be paying this charge. I've taken the steps by, signing up for gig work. I mentioned, me doing Instacart. Y'all, I'm literally telling these people my whole life story and how I plan on paying off this debt. Y'all, a week later, them people send me a letter saying that they could not offer me the job because of the information found in my credit. Still to this day, I don't know what information I don't know what information they found or what information they're talking about. And so when I was telling my mom about it, she was like, well, I think you should do this. I think you should do that. I think you should reach out to this person and that person. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. Because I strongly believe what's meant for me will be for me. And I'm not going to have to do the most for it. And so she was like, well, everything not going to be just, everything not going to just fall in your lap. And I'm like, how is this being considered something being fallen into my lap? I did well in the interview. I made sure I presented myself well. They offered me the job. So, like, I feel like at this point, if it was meant to be, it will be. I'm not doing... I've explained twice to these people about my credit. And so I'm just like, I still don't understand what's in my credit that's hindering me from getting this job. Everybody got student loans. Like, we ain't gonna say everybody because everybody don't have student loans. But a lot of people have student loans, way more than I do. So if that's what's stopping them from hiring me, then so be it. So I'm just like, I'm not doing all that. Not for no job that was already offered to me. Like, I'm just not. There's another job out there that I won't have to do all this work for. I didn't have to do all this work for the last job I was at. And even though this is a financial company, now don't get me wrong, it's very well known. They have a great reputation and everything like that, but so does the health insurance company that I was working for. And I didn't have to do none of this. I did my background check, my credit, well, they ain't do no credit check, but I did my background check, everything was clear, and that was it. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, what's meant for me will be for me, and that's just what it is. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I wasn't upset about it, because y'all, I was hurt. Like, I was so upset because I just knew I had this job. I had went to the city that I was in because the job was actually going to be on site, and then I would work remotely like 1 day out the week. No, 2 days out the week. So I went to that city. I started looking for places to stay. I found a school that I wanted my son to go to because I just knew I had the job. I mean, they offered me the position. I accepted it, so I thought I had the job. And then for them to turn around and tell me that I don't, like, y'all, it really hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna lie. And at that point, like, I really thought about just like giving up. Like, I was just like, well, maybe it's just not meant for me to work a regular job. Like, maybe it is meant for me to, be out here hustling and having my own business or whatever. Even though, having my own business is my end goal, I felt like right now having a consistent and stable income would be more doable for me, especially with my situation and me, wanting to get out of my aunt's spot and getting into my own spot, being able to provide for my son. Like, I just felt like having a stable job right now would be more beneficial to me than out here hustling. Because first of all, health insurance is very expensive, especially when you're paying for things out of pocket, And I was just really looking forward to learning more about investing and just like really bettering my future and my son's future as well. So I was just like, well, I guess, God didn't see this job being a good fit for me. So I just got to take it for what it is and keep it moving. It is what it is. I can't cry about it. It is what it is. But ironically, while I was waiting for my background check with that last company to clear, my recruiter from the company that I was working with as a contractor. So I was basically working with a staffing agency, and I was contracted with them, or I was contracted through them with the health insurance company. So the recruiter from that staffing agency, she reached out to me and was like, hey, I have a position that, you may be interested in. She was like, are you open to, interviewing for it? And thank God I said yes. Because even though I was offered the job with the financial company, I was still waiting for my background check to come clear. My background and my credit check to be cleared. But I was like, let me just still interview, with this other company just in case, or with this staffing agency just in case. So I ended up getting that job. It is a work from home job, but it's also another contracted job. So I'm just praying that, the contract turns into something permanent, because my son is going to be starting elementary school in August, and I'm pretty sure, registration for school is going to be like, during the summertime. So I need to be settled in somewhere by May. It's March. So I feel like right now my faith is being tested, because it's just one of those things where, like, I have no choice but to have faith that all this is going to work out for my good. And I just want to encourage and uplift someone who is going through a hard time right now, because times are hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to find a job, but it's a little bit more challenging to find a great job that's actually paying well. I could have had a regular job, like a regular, $15, $16 job. But I didn't want to settle for that. I wanted something that's paying at least $25. Because honestly, like $20 an hour for my family, I feel like it's still kind of tight. $25 is a little bit more comfortable. So that's why I'm just like, I'm not settling for anything less than that, because rent is high, like everything has gone up. So I need something that I feel like I ain't gonna be living check to check with, So I just want to encourage you guys, if you're going through something, to just keep pushing. I know it's hard because I'm going through it right now, but I still have to keep pushing. I still have to have faith that everything is going to work out. Have faith. Believe in yourself. You just got to really believe that everything is going to work out for your good. I mean, I'm not only preaching to you guys, but I'm preaching to myself. It's hard. It really is hard, especially when you have all these things being thrown at you. Like, it's definitely hard. But I'm here to tell you guys that we're going to get through it. We're going to make it, and we're going to be okay. God got our back. It may not seem like it right now, but He's not going to put too much on us that we cannot bear. So that's how life has been for me lately. It's been crazy, but I'm still pushing. I'm still grateful. I'm happy. I have my new car. And, I just, right now, I can only be grateful. I don't have time to be sad. I don't have time to think about the things that I don't have. I have to be grateful for what I do have. So I'm wondering if I see the UPS guy just pulled up. So I'm wondering if that's my equipment for this job. And it might be, y'all. It might be. Hold on. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Package for Jasmine?
Yes, that's me.
I just need a signature.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, that is terrible. Let me redo that. Hold on.
It's okay. Okay.
JC. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. So I just got my equipment for my new job. And that's why I'm saying, y'all, like, just keep going. Like, just keep going. Although I'm not that excited about this being a contracted job, I have a job. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm grateful. Everything is going to work out. I'm grateful. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was like, I'm not even about to get my hopes up with this new job, because my recruiter initially told me that I was supposed to start on Monday, and then I didn't start on Monday. She told me I was supposed to get my equipment on Monday. I didn't get it on Monday. So I was just like, you know what? I ain't got no expectations for nothing no more, because I'm just tired of being disappointed. But my equipment finally came in. So I'm about to take this inside and get this all set up. Well, I probably won't set it up today because I did want to do a little bit of Instacart today, but this video is getting a little lengthy. But that is all that I have for today, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a little update. I do have some of my Instacart content just still. I got some on my tooth. Oh Lord, y'all, I got some on my tooth. It looked like it was a little bit of makeup, but I still have some Instacart content in my phone that I haven't posted. If you guys want to see that, it's literally just me shopping the same content that, you know, y'all been seeing. I honestly wasn't gonna post it because I'm just like, you know, from this day forward, I just want to post new content. But if you guys do want to see those videos, then I'll be more than happy to upload them. Just let me know in the comments if y'all really want to see them or not. And yeah, I'll just go from there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay encouraged. Keep the faith. Everything is working for your good. Okay? Okay. Love you guys.